What's going on, everybody? We got an exciting episode of In This Very Ring happening right now!
Oh my God!
I'm embarrassed!
You're flying!
Welcome in. It's almost time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting edition of In This Very Ring, right here live on A2D, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I am the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. I am the man known as Rheas, and joining me as he does each and every single week, it's the mayor of Toasty Town, the churny one, Mr. Butters.
The churny one?
Go with it.
The hell?
Go with it.
No!
Go with it.
No!
Do it.
Whatever.
Don't be a bitch.
You a bitch. Mama wouldn't raise no bitch.
Not what I heard. And are you sure you want to bring up your mama on this program?
Wouldn't be a fucking first.
Also, yes. But we want to thank our... Jesus Christ. I just immediately thought of the problem that front line is going to start. But this show's not possible without our friends at Alonzi Travel. Alonzi Travel specializes in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Alonzi on over to alonzi-travel.com/take the trip to get in touch with myself, Chucks, or any of the other talented travel agents, and we can start planning your next stress-free vacation as early as tonight. Yes. And we thank them for sponsoring this broadcast. Man, Butters, it's been a week since we've been on the air.
As always.
Hold on, I'm going somewhere with this, though. And I don't feel like, other than a calamity of a clusterfuck that was SmackDown, nothing happened. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Here's what happened. And it's our topic of conversation tonight. Brought to you by our friends at SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Well, Specialized Physical Therapy. Paul Vidal and his team at Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. They have the website Specialized Physical Therapy. They've got the 2 locations. He's our doc. Make him yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Jey Uso will side with Roman Reigns over his brother Jimmy Uso. Agree, disagree. Butters, lay it on me.
Oh, baby! No, I don't. I honestly don't think he's going to go against his brother. I honestly believe 100% that at the end of the day, he's siding with his brother. He's not going to join the. He's not going to join the tribal chief. He may be conflicted, but his blood is his blood. Yes, they might be related with the tribal chief, but when we're talking blood, we're talking brothers. You know, he's not going to go against his own brother. End of the day, yeah, he might have got kicked in the face. It might have hurt, but at the end of the day, brothers fight. It was an accident. He'll see it as that way. And so I've got to disagree with the poll.
Yeah. I want to see the Usos together as a united front. And I want to see them kind of go off and do their own thing.
And I want to see this storyline end.
I don't want to see it end. Right? I think it has the potential to still be really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem lies more so with the fact of we're going to drag this out probably a lot longer than we need to, if we're going to be honest with each other.
This is true.
Right?
I was expecting something totally different this week, and we got what we got.
Yeah.
I was expecting an answer, and we got a title match.
The best thing they can do is have Jey not say a word right now. Just not even open his mouth, not say a word at all. Let him keep kind of pushing Jimmy off to the side. Let him kind of ignore Solo and Paul. Let him just kind of be Jey.
So let him stew?
Let him stew for a little bit. And then the next time Roman's on TV, have him look at Roman, and that's when he speaks. He will only speak to the tribal chief. I think if you do it that way, it can come across a lot better than if you just put Jey on the microphone next week and say, I'm not siding with either one of you, blah, 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 until Roman beats the shit out of Jimmy at Money in the Bank, blah, 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 right? I think there's a really, really, really good way to do this, and there's a really, really, really shit way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think the shit way is you put the microphone on Jey this Friday night.
Which wouldn't surprise me if they did.
You can put it on him, but don't have him pick a side. More or less have him say, I'm not going to talk to anybody until Roman comes out here.
I mean, true. I mean, we may not get him to pick a side until closer to Money in the Bank.
But I want him to come out and say, I'm not going to pick a side until Roman comes out here and asks me. I'm not going to tell you, Paul. I'm not going to tell you, Jimmy. Solo, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I want him to talk directly to Roman. And that's where he's going to kick Roman's teeth down his throat.
Yeah.
I think that gets a huge pop. I think the pop is bigger if you do almost the old wrestling cliche, right? I'm gonna side with Roman. I'm gonna side with the bad guy, and then turn on him and this, that, and the other thing, right? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But if Jey doesn't say a word between now and Money in the Bank, and Roman is just beating the piss out of Jimmy, Jey hits the ring, right? Whether he's coming from the crowd because he bought a ticket, or he's coming from the back, or he's coming from wherever, hits the ring, takes out Solo, right? Because to save face, Solo can't just let Jey into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Takes Solo out, gets in the ring. No, all right, hold on. Let's back up for a second. Somehow Solo, he bypasses Solo, right? And so for that to make sense, he has to come through the crowd, get in the ring, super kicks Roman's teeth down his throat. Place goes bananas, jumps out, brawls with Solo. Solo lays him out. Roman still beats Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
But now it sets up Roman Jey for SummerSlam.
I can see that.
I think that's the better way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Rather than just kind of rocking and rolling.
True. I mean, I don't know. I feel like within the next week or two, they're going to have Jimmy come out, and he's going to have to be forced to give his answer before Money in the Bank. He's not going to be able to give that time up until and then do the singles match at Money in the Bank.
Who? Say that again?
Jey. Sorry.
No.
I said Jimmy, and I meant Jey. I really do think within this coming week or the following week, he's given his answer. And it's only because it's forced.
No, because with Roman off TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is no... Roman being off TV is a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because we don't have the overexposure of Roman and the titles anymore,
mm-hmm.
right? It's a bad thing because somebody like Jimmy and Jey, they're not obligated to talk to Paul. We have not positioned Paul as anything other than the Wayland Smithers to Roman Reigns, Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
Right? We position Paul Heyman as fucking Finster to Roman's Rita Repulsa. He means nothing in the grand scheme of it all.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's just disposable.
And so the Usos have no reason to say, oh, I'm going to tell you so you can tell Roman. No, fuck you. Right, Roman, get your big ass in this ring, and then I'll tell you.
I think that's what it's ultimately leading to.
But, so then he doesn't need to say anything.
Maybe next week he tells Paul, hey.
But let's go back 9 minutes. Right? I said it almost at the top of the show. On SmackDown Friday night, Jey walks out because Paul demands an answer. Looks at Paul, says, go fuck yourself. I'm only talking to Roman, and leaves.
And the next week he'll give his answer to Roman.
No, fuck that too.
But that's how it'll set it up then. If that's the case, then it's going to be set up to where the answer will be given that following week.
No.
The moment that happens, that answer will be given that following week.
When's Money in the Bank? What day is Money in the Bank?
I think it's the first week of July.
Well, let's look. Let's take a look. WWE. Look. WW's. Money in the Bank. 2023. July 1st. Okay. Wow. That's coming up. All right. So, let's go back to where we can actually see our chat. And then let's pull this calendar back up. Okay. So, on the 16th, per what I'm thinking, actually, no, fuck that. We both agree on the 16th, Paul Heyman demands that Jey give an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Per your logic, Roman's here on the 23rd,
Mm-hmm.
and Jey comes out and says, Roman, I side with you. Per my logic, Roman's here, and him and Jimmy agree to a match at Money in the Bank. Somehow Jimmy cons Roman into a match. Because Roman's a little bitch and won't just take a match to take the match. Okay?
But if the so-called planning is true, it's going to be a tag match.
We're not talking about that. Well, you laugh, though, but stay on topic. We're not talking about a potential tag match or anything. We haven't even gotten that far.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are talking about Roman versus Jimmy to set up Roman versus Jey.
True.
So stay in the fucking car.
I don't wanna.
Well, but here's the biggest issue. Stop changing things to fit your narrative when we're trying to go through one narrative.
Didn't think I was doing that, but okay.
Kind of work. So, right here,
Mm-hmm.
on the 23rd, Jimmy somehow cons Roman into a match.
Okay.
All right? You don't see Jey on the 23rd. You might, maybe, in like a backstage segment, just kind of walking. They try to get an interview. He blows them off. Right? Something cryptically stupid.
Yeah.
Or I would prefer not to see him at all. The 30th, the night before Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's overseas, we're going to get some blow-off bullshit. I don't think they're going to do a live show.
You don't think they do a live show in the UK?
No. The time differential, I think it would still be during the day.
And?
You can get away with that on Saturday.
I mean, you could tape it and kind of do like they did with Saudi because we didn't realize what the Bloodline segment was going to be.
Yes, we did. That was taped.
I know, but I thought...
So the Bloodline segment on the Friday night before Saudi Arabia was taped stateside the week before.
I know, but I didn't realize that they'd given out what that all was going to entail.
They didn't have to. It's called social media and TikTok. People had fucking video of it.
It's true.
So you if I remember your timeline correctly, you really weren't watching wrestling in the early 2000s, were you?
I think I was, yeah.
Spoilers, man. Every Wednesday morning, I could wake up and read SmackDown for the week. spoilers were a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah, no,
And then
because they used to tape it on Tuesday.
and then they
and air it on
these fuckers.
Yeah.
And then I could watch it Wednesday morning.
Oh, I couldn't watch it, but yeah, I'd get the spoilers from Wednesday morning because, like you said, they tape it on a Tuesday, air it on a Thursday or Friday.
But so now you're at Money in the Bank,
Mm-hmm.
right? And again, you don't see Jey. You don't see Jey on the 30th either.
I think you do.
You don't see Jey till Money in the Bank, and they go to get an interview, and this is when Jey speaks. Jey speaks to Kathy Kelly or whoever the fuck is doing the interview. Byron Saxton, the new girl, fucking Pat McAfee for all I care.
Rikishi.
He speaks and he says the world, something to the effect of, obviously not these exact words, because I don't think he has he doesn't have the power, I say power, like the way he carries himself vocally to say this, but the world will know where I stand tonight. Something to that effect. The match will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think he comes out from the crowd. Right? Solo has either been thrown out. It makes the most sense if Solo's thrown out.
Yeah.
But Solo's thrown out. Roman's down. I'm sorry, Jimmy's down. The ref's down. Here comes Jey. Gets in the ring. No. I want Roman down. Roman down. Jimmy's in the ring. Jey hits the ring. Roman starts to get up. Roman orders Jey to beat up on his brother. As Roman stands up, Jey kicks the fuck out of him. Kicks him in the next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Place goes bananas. Solo runs down. Jey books it, right? Because he's got no beef with Solo. He ain't gonna touch Solo. They ain't gonna fight, right? But Solo gets in the ring. Samoan spikes the shit out of Jimmy. Referee's still down because it's one of those referee got knocked the fuck out. Let him eat a spear for all I care. Who cares, right? But don't let it just be like we did a ref bump when he's down for 20 minutes. Let him eat like a spear or a super kick or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And then from there. Samoan spike to Jimmy. Roman pins Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy goes off to Oblivion because he gets his ass whipped afterwards by Solo and Roman. Right? Solo hits a spike again, maybe with a chair. Maybe they break, quote unquote, break something. Right? Whatever. And now Jimmy's written off TV. Now it's Roman and Jey have beef. Now we're building to SummerSlam. Now we're building to what we've been talking about for what feels like 6 months on this program. Not just WWE TV, this program. I will say it until I'm blue in the face and I'm dead. It started at SummerSlam when Roman returned 3 years ago.
Yep.
It is going to end at SummerSlam. The Tribal Chief era truly started with Jey Uso. It's going to end with Jey Uso. Jey will beat Roman. Jey will beat Roman for the title. Jey will be champion.
I don't know. As much as I would love it to end at SummerSlam for Jey to hold the title, I just don't see that happening. And I don't know why.
Now I say all this. I don't 100% like Jey as champion right now either.
It's not that I wouldn't like Jey as champion. It'd be okay for Jey to be champion for a little bit, but I don't see it happening.
I think it happens now because you get to tell a Roman Reigns rebirth story, right? A Tribal Chief Roman Reigns rebirth story that he hasn't really had to do in 3 years, right? And you tell it through the eyes of not a babyface that lost his title, but a heel, all right, a god lost his seat on Mount Olympus. And so now he has to come back for it. I'm going to get to the comments in just a second. Now he has to come back for it. Now he has to scrape, crawl, scratch, bite, fight his way back to the top. And the darkness takes over once again. Right? Roman beats Jey at Survivor Series or the Rumble, right? It's a long title reign for Jey, but you give him a solid title reign, right? Let it be fair. And then Roman beats the fair. Roman beats the absolute tar out of him, setting up for whatever you want to do with Roman in Philly. I think that's the best possible way to do that, to keep things fresh. No, so Timothy, I think you might have jumped in late. Is Timothy saying, are you saying Roman turns face? No. The complete opposite. Roman stays a heel, but Roman does this climb back to the mountaintop arc in a much more vengeful, pissed off, bitter way. And you get to see the rise to power again of the tribal chief in a totally different, brutal, violent way. So that way when he does regain the gold at Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble or the random fucking Raw Smackdown that they do it on, it's borderline terrifying that, oh my god, Roman's back in control again. Right? Because I think you're positioning yourself, and I don't mean like Roman's positioning himself or any one person. The company's positioning themselves behind Roman as a heel. The fans have classified Roman as a heel for the better part of 6 years. But now it's believable. Now it's, okay, he showed up, beat the piss out of Braun and Bray. The week later, beat the shit out of Bray. He's champion. What? You didn't really get to see a rise to power. He just came in and took over. And he held an empire for 3 years. Right? The darkness has clouded the WWE universe. Jey Uso is that little light that has come in and has decided, I let this happen. I let Roman get this powerful. I'm going to stop him. And he does. And he wins the title. And the world rejoices. But he's not strong enough to hold back the army of the Empire. And Roman comes down on him with a thunderous fury and takes back the title. Well, it was good imagery. Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
But that's my point, though. That's the only way that it works, keeping Roman a heel and doing it the right way, is you tell it almost, through the eyes of a Greek folklore, right? Any kind of god, monsters, and all this stuff, right? Light and darkness. I think that's how you tell this story. So Timothy also adds, and I'm going to get to the A2D guys in a second, but we're kind of keeping in here. Timothy says, where does Cody Rhodes fit in all this?
Cody ain't fitting anywhere until probably next year tops.
Well, one, there's a part of me that says Cody's going to win the World Heavyweight title. They put it on Seth for two things. One, to give it some homegrown notoriety. Not that Cody's not. 2, it was way too predictable for Cody to win it out the gate. 3, Cody never said finishing the story meant he had to win the Undisputed title. Now, hold on. I'm going to preface this. He may have said it because it was the only fucking title in existence. But there's nothing that says he has to win this title. And furthermore, is the injury a work or a shoot?
It's a work. It's so he can have the fucking cast.
Okay. I still haven't watched Night of Champions yet. Leave me alone.
But because he used to fucking cast the whole goddamn night.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I when I tell you, I still haven't carved out time to sit down and watch it.
When he's talking, so when he talked about finishing story, he talked about winning the one thing Daddy never won, the WWE Championship. Daddy's won the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's right. Okay.
He wants to finish the story, and
I'm tired.
I know. I'm just saying. So it's him wanting to win.
But then number 4 on all of that, right? Because we're not gonna see Cody doing anything with the Undisputed title. 1, because it's a SmackDown.
Not this year, at least.
It's a SmackDown-based title.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see Cody win the world title. It's gonna happen. He's absolutely gonna win it. They're gonna have their brawl at some point. He's gonna lose it to Finn Balor. Insert name here. Who cares? Right? And then he's gonna win the Royal Rumble again. He's gonna be the first. He's gonna be the first person in the modern era. Stop shaking the.
I'm not shaking.
You're shaking that, which is shaking the microphone. He's going to be the first person in the modern era to win back-to-back Rumbles.
So you're saying he's going to win this following year's Royal Rumble?
Mm-hmm. Which sets him up for Philly. Which sets him up for Roman, because now Roman has recaptured the title.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And for this story to make sense, Roman has to win the title back at Survivor Series, or, like I said, a random SmackDown before Survivor Series. Because, all right. Let's go further with this. Cody somehow gets the title by Survivor Series. Roman somehow, and I haven't looked at the schedules or anything like that after SummerSlam, but Roman beats Jey to win the gold back.
Mm-hmm.
It's Cody versus Roman, champion versus champion at Survivor Series, like we've been doing the last few years. Cody beats Roman. So in Cody's head, I can do it. I can beat Roman. I can finish the story. Right? Cody loses his title at the December pay-per-view. I don't fucking know what they're going to call it this year. Right? Enters the Rumble. Wins the Rumble. First man to do it. Back-to-back years. Ha! Right? And says, well, I beat you at Survivor Series and it wasn't for the title.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to Philly. I'm going to kick the shit out of you. And that's how you finish the story. It's convoluted, right? I'll tell you right now, if this happens, if anything I just laid out actually happens, you people will never hear the end of it. I promise you. I will have this clip play every time somebody says I'm wrong. Be warned.
I mean, clock's always right, twice a day. Squirrel does find his nut every once in a while.
You stick with that one. You fucked up the first one. You fucked up the first one. You weren't even sure about that. You hesitated. Brian Daly from Hockey Happy Hour. I'm going to disagree. I think he's going to help turn solo and really have a true bloodline.
A bloodline?
Bloodline. I agree with Jay being champ, though. I think they completely turn the tables, and Jimmy and Solo are and use the bloodline that helped Roman for Solo.
They'll be the true bloodline. Roman will be out. That's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he fucked that all up.
Pete Evans from Birds of a Feather, our 2-time Pandemonium champion. I agree to the poll. Check out Pete doing his 3rd go-around this coming Monday against A2D Wednesday night, Ryan Brodo, who actually called him out through messages on Monday night. Ryan sent me a message and said, "Hey, tell Pete I want him next week."
Oh, boy.
And Timothy just laughs at probably laughs at me, saying even more. I will play that fucking clip for a month straight.
Eternity.
All right, let's. It's so funny. I told you when we were talking about the show earlier today. I long for the day where I start a show off and not talk about the Bloodline.
I was about to say, can we shy away from the Bloodline now?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's compelling.
It is
one of the few compelling things because they don't.
But it seems like the first 30 to 45 minutes of our show every week is the Bloodline.
They don't give me enough to say, all right, I know where they're going with this.
I get that. I understand.
And it's fun to. It brings back some of the old days of talking wrestling. But where do you want to go next?
Well, I mean, we decided we're going to talk to Clusterfuck of SmackDown, so.
Can we talk? Well, we're not going to talk about everything because I think it will just piss me off and I'm too tired.
Let's do Asuka.
Yeah, that's where I really want to go here.
Because I think that's really the only other major thing on SmackDown was the clusterfuck of,
So, Asuka's named by Adam Pearce, the WWE Women's Champion.
With a very similar title with a white strap.
And some people took screen grabs. They think it's the same fucking gold plate. They didn't get a new one. Some people saw Undisputed on the gold strap.
Oh, the same as one Roman's holding right now?
Yeah, like it's the exact same one, just with a white. Like they painted it white.
It wouldn't surprise me because you know what? They're probably still waiting on the real fucking belt,
which is fine, right? I'll get if that's your logic. Fine. Could have waited, but it at least solves the issue of what we're doing with the Raw Women's title, and the SmackDown Women's title, kinda, because we're all sitting here going, "What you doing with Rhea?"
I was about to say, because Ritz gets one half of his question answered of what the fuck you're going to do with these titles.
But, guys, what you doing with Rhea? Rhea, who arguably out of the 2 champions is the more compelling, is the more entertaining to watch right now.
Mm-hmm.
What you doing with her?
Here we go.
What you going to do?
So, yes. You're right. It says WWE Women's Undisputed Champion.
All right, so wait a minute. Because that plays into where it's going next, where it's being said that they will have similar titles to their male counterparts. So that leads me to ask the question, are we going to call Rhea, and this should be good, the World Women's Champion? The World Heavyweight Women's Champion? Because that'll go over real well.
I mean, I could see it. It wouldn't surprise me.
Like what are you gonna call Rhea? Now, if they give her a
WWE World Heavyweight Women's Champion? Or you just take out the WWE and just put World Women's Heavyweight? Yeah.
You can't put the word heavyweight. I have a problem with the word heavyweight.
World Heavyweight Women's Champion?
It's gotta be WWE
World's Women's Champion. It's gotta be
Women's World Champion.
Yeah. You just put the Women's World Championship because, like you said, you can't really put heavyweight in there.
Yeah, no.
Because these women are far from heavyweights.
Also, no.
He's like, we're not going there. We're not going there. I don't need to be beat up by all the women on the.
No woman, as far as I'm aware, watches this program. No.
We've had a few on the air. Not on the air. Not on the air. No, I'm sorry, not on the air. We've had a few that have watched.
Maybe.
They've commented.
Maybe.
No, not a maybe. It's for sure.
Your mother doesn't count.
I'm not talking about my mother. We're talking other people.
That sounds so bad.
Again, we're not.
Your mom's commented on our show, which I love, but it makes us sound so sad. It's like, have you ever kissed a girl? Your mom doesn't count. Damn it.
Hi, Mom.
Uh,
But still,
jokes aside, if they give them a different version of
we'll see
Seth's
this
title,
Monday.
I'm trying to figure out the right way to say this other part too. They make
Just say it and we'll figure it out.
No.
Text it to me right now, goddammit.
No.
Because I'll say it.
The fuck you will. If they think about it as I say this, if they give Rhea a different version of Seth's title, then I'm all for it. I like Seth's title, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they give her a title similar to what they did with Asuka's title to Roman's title, if that makes sense to anybody, because I ain't saying it.
I'm confused.
Stay confused. It's better for us.
Just text it to me.
Nope.
I won't say it then,
I
goddammit.
don't trust you.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
With this, yes.
Fuck you.
Because you know I'm right.
Nah.
Anyway.
You a bitch.
No, I like living.
Oh, please. You like eating.
Actually, I don't eat that much.
I was supposed to be like, no, I like eating.
We were talking about this today. My appetite for the fucking roller coaster. I'm like, nothing makes me happy. It's a miserable fucking life.
We'll stop.
But I digress, right? If they do that, fine, awesome, cool. Women's world
We'll see.
champion.
We'll see Monday. You know, maybe they're just doing, hey, Friday it's Asuka. Now that on Monday night, maybe we'll see, hey, we're going to give Rhea her, her half.
Yeah, women's world champion, I'm cool with it. If they come out and say we're stripping Rhea of the title and Asuka's going to bounce back and forth.
Not going to happen. Not a snowball's chance in hell.
I don't disagree with your statement. But if they do, Fandomodium is going to be a really hard watch for everybody on Monday night because now I have a platform on Monday nights.
But also, hear me out because it does sound stupid. It does, but it doesn't. But Seth wants to take on everybody in the Bloodline for the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Everybody. Not the Bloodline, sorry, not the Bloodline, Judgment Day. He wants to take on all the Judgment Day.
No.
He said including Rhea.
What is she? Tessa Blanchard?
China, Tessa, whatever.
Here's the difference between China and Tessa, and I don't like to speak ill of the dead. Tessa won the world title.
Rhea can do it.
China won the Intercontinental title. There is a massive difference.
Well, I get that, but still.
But no. Unfortunately, but still, right? It's truly one of those. This, when it comes to China, and Tessa, and now even Rhea, very, very vastly different.
Mm-hmm.
You can't compare.
I'm not saying you could grab him. I'm just saying Rhea could do it. Rhea could pull it off.
But, okay. When you say China, when I say Tessa Blanchard and you add China, you are comparing them to China, and you cannot do it.
And I get that.
Evidently, you don't.
It was more of a women who've won men's world titles kind of thing. Not a full-blown comparison.
But you can't, and I mean no disrespect to China, no disrespect to the Intercontinental title. When you go back and look at the people that were in the Intercontinental title picture back then, you can't compare them to what's in the world title picture now. You can't compare to what's in the Intercontinental title picture now. Right?
I get you. I get it.
That's where it's very, very vast. China was a trailblazer in the regards of fighting the men.
Mm-hmm.
But and even if you go back and look at it, they did it so stupidly with China and the matches that they had her in and whatever. Tessa Blanchard walked out and beat the fuck out of Sami Callihan. Right?
And Brian Cage.
Right, beat the brakes off of both of them in a legitimate match.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They didn't have to try to do that at all. Every one of Chyna's matches was gimmicky and downplayed, and she.
Yeah, I get you.
So that's why it's not a fair comparison.
But back to Asuka.
And then Charlotte walks out. I like Charlotte. I like Charlotte in the ring. I think Charlotte in the ring is great. I don't know what the fuck has been up with her lately, but I've not liked any of the promos she's done in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
None of them. I don't, and especially after watching her promo on Friday, are you the heel? Are you the face? Do you know what the fuck you are?
Oh, the whole "I made the line" comment?
And just her facial expression and how she carried herself. Like, do you know who you are?
Because I could have sworn Asuka was the heel against Bianca.
Yep.
So now that Charlotte's back, are we flip-flopping now?
It would help, and I say this lovingly, it would help if Asuka said more than just angry shouting.
True.
Because you don't know where Asuka, until she does something in the ring, you don't know what Asuka's going to do, which is fine. Which, if you had her acting more, I don't want to say serious, right? Because that does take a little bit of the fun out of Asuka. More
Nobody's
stoic,
ready for Asuka.
but if you had her more stoic and more often than not saw her in that like business suit that she wore when she made her NXT debut and everything like that, you saw her more doing that when she wasn't wrestling. When she's wrestling, you had the face paint, you have the we'll get to the Sheik in a minute. The face paint, the long coat, the mask, when you're coming out to wrestle, fine. But if you're coming out to sign a contract, or you're coming out to talk shit, or you're coming out to make a point, and you want to be a ferocious badass, right? Lose all of that. Come out, right? If you want to have some eye makeup, like some eye stuff done, face paint, cool. You don't need the full white, right?
Yeah.
And you want to be in that suit, whatever, like, let it play that way. I think that just plays so much better to a heel, serious, dynamic Asuka than whatever the hell is going on right now. Charlotte has gone and come back. And it's not like she's doing anything when she's gone either.
No, she's just with her husband the whole time.
Right? She's just being arm candy. And it makes it really hard to want to get behind like a Charlotte promo. Or Charlotte's back and now she's in the title hunt again. For no reason.
Gotta rack up them 16, baby.
But even that, like, you don't even bring that up, though. Right? You just say, I'm going to fight for the title. You can't... What? What the fuck is happening?
You don't get it, line. I made the line.
It's a great line. Hold on. Let me be very, very blunt. It's a great line. I like the line. I'd like it more if I knew what the fuck you were. Right?
Well, I think also... Maybe she might be that in between right now versus where Asuka's still the heel because she's still sporting whatever you want to fucking call it, sporting the mist,
which is fine. But at least kind of give me.
But why can't it be heel versus heel?
And it can be. It very much can be.
But you're more along the lines of you don't know what Charlotte is right now.
I don't know. Yeah, are we getting healed? Because there's Charlotte is one, and Charlotte's like that. Kevin Owens is like that. Seth is even like that to a very, very certain extent.
You prefer certain persona?
No.
Sorry, you prefer certain heel over face
Would you like me to tell you?
Sorry.
Shut up.
No.
They have very distinct personas for a heel. And I mean, from just walking out to movesets to things they say to all of it for heel and for face. So what Charlotte are we getting will really tell me, okay, she's going to articulate herself here. She's going to carry herself here. She's going to do these things in the match here, right? If I don't know what we're getting, I don't know what to look forward to.
Yeah.
Right? If I get a heel Asuka versus a heel Charlotte, not that on paper there's anything wrong with it, but because of how Charlotte is so vastly different, nothing's going to get accomplished in the ring during that match.
Yeah.
Right? If I have a face Charlotte versus a heel Asuka, okay, awesome. I know what we're getting in the match. I don't give a fuck about the other stuff of it. I mean, I do, right? But it's so important to know what role each person's going to play in the match.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, you don't have the makings of a good match. Especially when you bring somebody back who's been away, has no story build up, and immediately inserted into the title picture because of who she is. That's what it boils down to.
I mean, they don't really do that with any of the other women.
And that's it's not a problem, but it's a problem. Right? It's become the Charlotte MO, which is fine to a very certain extent. But you don't give me anything. You just say, this is what we're doing, fuck you. Okay, cool, I'm with it, right? It's going to be good, fine. You could even say, hey, you know what? The match we had at WrestleMania 34 wasn't the match I wanted. Let's do it again.
Let's roll it back.
Right? You could even do that. Shut up, Frank. You could even do that. But you're not doing that. So it's just really hard to want to get invested when I don't know who's doing what. Right? You tell me who's doing what, I'm in it, man. And I get there's a certain level of mystery that you want to have. You don't want to play all your cards. That's fine, but you at least need to establish a baseline of this is what's good, this is what's bad. Right? Here's your middle area. We both may operate here for a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm a good guy, I'm a bad guy.
Yeah.
Give me that. I'm good. I don't fucking care what you do with the rest of it. And I think that's where right now I'm a little flustered with the situation. Because why? Why bring Charlotte in now? Why do you bring Charlotte back a week into Asuka's, run? Because all you've done is say Charlotte's our Brock Lesnar. She's gonna beat Asuka.
Well, to me, that tells me you have no faith in the other women on the roster.
I can see that. I can see where you could say you don't have faith. I don't think it's that.
Because I think right now they want to hold off Bianca because it's already been, they've already been doing it for a hot minute. Let's move on to something else. Who do we have? Let's bring back Charlotte because we haven't really set up anybody else right now.
And here's why I don't 100% agree with that. Liv's hurt. Raquel's hurt. Right? Some of your top stars that you probably could have positioned.
I don't think Raquel's hurt.
I think I read Raquel's hurt.
I knew Liv was hurt.
No, I think Raquel got hurt like the week after. Like
Okay.
when Ronda and then
During the tag title match
uh-huh.
for the women's tag titles.
I think so. I don't know if it was specifically that, but that's why the titles were vacated.
Well, yeah, because Liv got hurt.
And then Raquel got hurt.
Well, no. They got vacated because Liv was completely out with the shoulder. So they vacated them.
Right. And then, after they vacated them,
Mm-hmm.
Raquel got hurt.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. But so those two were hurt. We moved Rhea to Raw, Natty to Raw. You've got mostly established tag teams.
Yeah, because you got, Alba and Isla.
Yep.
You've got
Ronda and
Shayna. I thought they were Raw, though.
Doesn't matter, but my point being,
Okay.
right? I'm looking at the whole women's division. You've got mostly established tag teams. Becky's doing her thing with Trish and Zoe. And just what you have, you've not positioned anywhere. Because you weren't really expecting to have to right now. Right? There may have been a plan down the road, like 2 months down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, get used to it, an on-the-road schedule. Get used to being over on SmackDown, working Fridays, blah, 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 blah. Whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, we're going to do Money in the Bank. Let's go. Because you got Bayley. You've got Damage Control. You've got Zelina. You've got all these people.
You've got Io.
You've got Io. You've got Mia Yim. Right? But you're still building towards Money in the Bank. You have to find something to keep Asuka busy, at least until Money in the Bank, when there's now somebody for Asuka. So I don't know if it's 100% a lack of faith. It's more we need to fill a role while we're taking the rest of our women that could be potentials and building towards our pay-per-view. Asuka, we don't necessarily, not Asuka, Charlotte, we don't necessarily need a role. Chris says, Bianca starting a huge feud with Rhea Ripley going into SummerSlam. No.
Different rosters.
Different shows. If they do that, I'll be very, very pissed. I'll be very, very pissed, especially after Bianca's tweet from a couple hours ago. Go look at it if you haven't seen it. She talks about Charlotte getting a shot right away, blah, blah, blah. So there's a very good possibility that it's just the reason for bringing Charlotte and putting her here is we can do it. We know it'll work. It'll get us through the next couple of weeks until we have everybody freed up again.
That title match is in 2, maybe 3 weeks. I think it's like the week of Money in the Bank.
Right. Which all just kind of which all just kind of tracks that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, because they did announce it, but it was like I said, I think it's like the week of Money in the Bank or some shit like that.
Yeah, so
then also on SmackDown you've got looks like they're setting up to unify both sets of tag titles.
I did read that.
Well, no, they did a segment.
But I read it. I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
Man,
I don't know what I don't know what I was thinking.
Not in fucking sync right now.
I didn't know.
We are not okay.
I don't know what I was thinking when you said, "Oh, I read that." Yeah.
No, I read that as well. Yeah. I'm interested.
So would that mean that now the women's tag division would just go across all 3 brands with one set of titles?
Which is back to what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm okay with.
Because there's not as many women's tag teams, really and truly.
Correct. And the state of what NXT is right now.
Yeah, because they got really demolished in the draft.
Not even just that. Not even the fact that they just got demolished. They're just not putting out. They're really not putting out anything overtly exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to the women, right? Thea Hall winning the Battle Royale.
Yeah, hell yeah!
I love that. But that's the only good thing they've got going on down there. Tiffany Stratton being the champion. But you look at all the other stories, I don't give a fuck about any of it. Any of it. Right? Because now you have Dana Brooke back down there as well. Which I like that. But it's just like you did Dana Brooke and Baron Corbin almost in the same. I think it might have been the same fucking week.
And Ali.
Ali was the week before.
Well, I know they had Ali and Corbin in the same night. And then last week they did Dana and Corbin again.
Okay, so Ali and Corbin. I knew they did 2 on the same night.
Yeah. And then it looks like, I don't know if they just showed up just to show up, or because you also got the Cavender twins.
I'm not even. No.
Then you got the Cavender twins who are coming into the WWE.
Right. Right. My point being, I don't give a fuck. My point being is.
But I'm interested to see what they do with Thea Hill.
Yeah, but we're not there. We're still talking tag teams.
But
my point being to all that, though, is you can unify them, rebuild your NXT women's roster, right? Rebuild your tag teams across because you've got Chance and Carter up here, right? You've got Alba and Fire. You've got Shotzi and whoever the fuck she's with.
It was Raquel, but now I guess it's going to be whoever.
Right. Like, so you got to rebuild some of the things. Let some of your women heal up, right? And then you can later down the line, hey, do we want to revisit NXT women's tag titles? Maybe, right?
Yeah.
Doing it right now is okay. I'm okay with that. Because I think NXT ends up. I don't think they're ever going to get rid of NXT, but I think NXT ends up stop being a developmental and starts being more.
Yeah, I think I read something the other day of Nick saying something about he could see NXT being its own standalone brand.
That's my point. I mean, well, let's back up for a second. It is. It is its own standalone brand when you look at the 3 shows, right? When you look at it that way. Right now, if you were to tell me they're going to be considered that high of a caliber show, it doesn't hit.
I was about to say, to me, it still feels like they're developmental.
I won't say that. No, that's not fair to everybody down there, right? It's just not super overtly compelling just yet. NXT goes through these renaissance phases, or these rebuild phases, whether it's the draft or whether it's after they change titles or after they whatever. It just so happened that the title changes, the draft, so many things happened all at once that normally are spread out throughout the year for NXT. So now we're sitting here going, "Who the fuck are you?
Who's the new vanilla?"
Right? What's your fucking purpose in life?
What's your shitty gimmick that we're gonna have to like in like 6 months?
Exactly. So it's very much a weird time for NXT. I'm all for
some tag title unifications.
I'm all for that right now.
As long as they stop letting them hold both belts at the same fucking time. Just give them one set of straps.
For this, I disagree to that. Because if they're gonna bring back the NXT women's titles, I almost want it to be like, hey, we're gonna challenge you, but we're gonna challenge you for the NXT titles. I don't give a fuck about those women's titles. Right? The WWE, your WWE women's, I don't fucking care about those. I want the NXT titles, right? Build up a tag team of women that are passionate about the brand, passionate about NXT, and run it that way, right? So, for right now, I'm going to say no. I may change my mind. But for right now, I want to say, let them carry both of them. I don't give a fuck.
You don't want undisputed women's tag team champions?
I call them that. That's fine if you want to call them that, right?
But you just want them to hold those straps.
Hold both straps.
For that purpose.
Now. Yep. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the NXT women's titles, nor the WWE women's tag titles. You just debuted those like a year and a half ago. Maybe 3 years ago. Tops, right? Nothing wrong with those. All right. Well, let's rip this fucking Band-Aid off. Let's just go into Against All Odds.
The Ritz Rant segment.
Yeah, because I don't know how much I had. So it's been a week, guys.
Ritz Rant.
Right?
All right.
And we're not in sync tonight. I can tell you right now. I don't know if it's because we're both tired. We're both whatever. Right? It's been a very tiresome week for us.
Crazy week.
But we don't ever want to not come on here and do a show. We don't ever want to not, especially because he's not around next week, so we probably won't do one next week.
My bad.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just I don't think we can make it work with the schedules. So we needed to come on and we needed to talk about some stuff. All right. So what we're gonna start doing is we did it a couple weeks ago. We had a lot of fun with it. It's essentially I don't watch everything that is put out there in wrestling. I don't, and some of it I don't give a fuck about. Right? One of those things being a TNA Impact. Right? So Genius here decided for this, and by the way, he's gonna pick random things in the world of wrestling, hit me with them, and I'm gonna react to them. Stuff he doesn't think I've seen before. And the way we make sure that I've never seen it before is he'll ask me, before, like when he gets here, and we're 10 minutes before we go on the air. Hey, have you seen this? No, because I know. All right, I'm not gonna look at it. Right. So Against All Odds is what he wants me to react to today. So here with Ritz Reacts, Butters, hit me with it.
So Against All Odds, we had the Motor City Machine Guns.
3 different ways.
Motor City Machine Guns winning gold.
Tired?
They won the gold. Just not the gold you would think. Not tag gold, individual gold.
You're really, really enjoying this because you have said that line to me about 15 fucking times between the criteria, between getting here today. You said it on the air. You're really fucking proud of that line, aren't you? You're really
fucking why not?
You're really fucking. Why are you so fucking proud of that line?
I don't know. It's probably because I'm tired.
Okie dokie.
But Chris Sabin's now 9-time X Division champion.
First of all, let me tackle that. No. I love that. I love that for Chris Sabin.
And I think that's actually the most.
Shut up.
Sorry.
I love that for Chris Sabin. I've watched him a lot throughout the years. Like you go back to what I consider to be the glory days of Impact Wrestling, TNA, those mid 2000s to early 2010s. Sabin was a big fucking deal, especially in the X division. Really helped revolutionize that division for them. I think he was a big face of that division. So I love the 9-time thing. It's the first time ever. It might be brand wide for them. Somebody hold one of their titles 9 times.
I think so too.
Somebody, I can't believe somebody's still been there long enough to do that. But whatever.
Then you have Alex Shelley capturing for the first time the Impact World title.
Good for him. You want to talk about a title nobody gives a fuck about, though. You want to talk about a company nobody gives a fuck about. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Impact.
I care.
Shut up. You didn't even fucking know what was happening until this morning.
I know.
It happened last night. Shut the fuck up. You don't care that much. All right. Good, but good for Alex Shelley. Right? Again, I'm very, very happy when these guys can capture something for the first time. Somebody's trusted them enough to capture gold and all that other jazz. Good on them. Don't give a fuck.
So, they had a number 1 contenders match. Of course, Magnus is your new number 1 contender.
Yeah.
But he won it in a brand new match. An 8-4-1 match.
Okay.
The 8-4-1 match is it starts out as an 8-man tag team match.
Is it really sad that I just thought of that as like we're talking? I was like, oh wait, because you asked me about it earlier.
Uh-huh.
I said I have no fucking clue what that means, and then I didn't even think about it all show because we've been busy and talking about other shit and whatnot. And as you were prepping your long-winded, overly dramatic way to reveal that, I went, oh, maybe it's an 8-man down to a 4-man down to a 1-on-1. But now you're telling me it
starts out as an 8-man tag. The winners of that 8-man tag go into a fatal 4-way, and the winner becomes the number 1 contender. So there's your one. 8-man tag, so 2 teams of 4. The winners then have a fatal 4-way right then and there.
I love it how he explains it to me again. Like I've never watched wrestling before in my entire fucking life.
It's more so for them, not so much you.
Like, all right, so the man chiming in, "What's up, guys? I like the new women's title. Yeah, I don't hate it either." Chris, the only title anyone cares about is Impact. Is the knockout. Stop it! Don't be gross. Fuck.
Damn.
I clearly don't have patience tonight. So, and you know what? I was really hesitant about this match when you were pitching it to me earlier. I don't hate the concept. Now, my question is, does it happen, like, immediately following?
Yes, it's all at once.
Okay. I don't hate that. It could make for really good TV. Because that's all they are. They're on fucking TV. I don't think they have pay-per-view rights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it was on actual cable. I think it might have been just streamed on some third-party website like Reddit. But
I think it was on their own, just like regular episodes. One of their.
whatever. But I don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's unique. It's different. I would like to see them take that and bring that to WWE. Or even AEW. The man says, Flair should stay away from any title. I'm so sick of her stealing everything. So you missed our kind of rant on it. You might want to go back just a little bit. Because we kind of figured out how it makes a little sense. I don't know if I like it, but it makes sense. I'll live with it for now. But all right, what's next? Or is that all you're going to hit me with?
I think that was it. Because there really wasn't much going on AEW. I mean, Adam Cole and MJF had a nice little.
I love the Adam Cole and MJF. I love that we're getting that, especially because Adam Cole did not have a good outing with Chris Jericho. I didn't like it. I didn't like the whole thing. Aubrey Edwards is going to wrestle.
Oh, yes.
Aubrey Edwards cut a promo on Wednesday, which was phenomenal. The part I'm terrified about, you're bringing in Papa Briscoe. What in the indie fuck is happening right now?
But that's what? Why not?
I don't hate it. I'm really excited to see Aubrey get a little scrappy, right? Because she's always been the animated referee in AEW. She's always, and because she's the more known one. She does the podcast. She does all these other things, right? So to see Aubrey,
I mean, and it's a good thing that they're doing it in a 6-person intergender match.
Right. Well, because Karen is Karen. God love her. You would think after all these years of being married to the man that she's married to, she'd have picked up on something. But
either man.
Also, yes. Yeah, but even when she was with Kurt, she really didn't get involved. It wouldn't be until
that's true.
After Kurt that she really got involved, which had to have been fucking hell.
Right. Oh.
What?
So it's only for a live event, but Father's Day. They've announced a first ever Father's Day street fight match between Dominic and Rey Mysterio at a live event.
Why? Ed says the Bloodline storyline is going to drag on till Royal Rumble. Usos versus Solo and Roman at SummerSlam. I'm sorry, we did 40 minutes almost on the Bloodline. I'm not going back to it. Please see the start of the show. Yeah, no, we're done. We're done for the night.
I say Father's Day street fight
because it's fucking stupid. I get it's for a live event, and I get you want to sell the tickets, you want to compel people to show up, but fuck off. Fuck you. No.
That's what I was wanting.
It just doesn't need to happen. It's my problem with it.
Because they've already had it happen. It's done.
Right. We've already said it's done. I don't need it to happen anymore. But, we are out of time. Because I'm out of patience. We want to thank our sponsor, Alan Travel, for specializing in creating vacation of your dreams at Disney Universal or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Allons-y on over to allons-travel.com/take the trip. Get in touch with myself, Chucks, or any of our other talented travel agents, and we can start planning your next stress-free vacation as early as tonight. For Butters, I'm Rich. We'll see you guys he'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll see you guys Monday night. Fandemonium. Pete Evans versus Ryan Brodo. Can Pete make it a 3-Pete? See what I did there? Find out this Monday, 9:30. All my times are all jacked up. We're Central, East Coast. 9:30 on the East Coast, 8:30 Central Time. We'll see you Monday. Until then, tell somebody you love them. Peace, love, and joy.